Hare Krishna. So here's a question about the yugas, or the millenniums, according to Sanatan Dharma. So there are four great millenniums: the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. So as it mentions here that Treta means three and Dvapara means two. So why is there like a countdown? Shouldn't, like, if any logical sequence when we say, should it not be one, two, three, and then four? Why is it three and then two? Is there some reason to this? So actually the order is correct. It is Satya Yuga, the most perfect age. Satya means perfection. Satya means truth. Treta is three, and Dwapar means two, and then Kali is quarrel. So there are a number of reasons for this. There's no misunderstanding here. It's a perfect order. So first reason is that Treta means three. Treta doesn't mean third. So generally in our logical understanding, if we have three and then two, so we'll assume that hey, it's one, three, two, four. Satyuga is the first age. That's clear. So is it 1, 3, 2, 4? Sounds more right to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Satya, Dwapara, Treta, and then Kali. But actually, we have to understand that it means three, it does not mean third. Okay, so there's a difference here. It's like, so the reason is, the second reason here is, it's talking about the number of dharmic qualities that are there in the age. So there are four main pillars of dharma, pillars of religiosity, which are called tapa, saucham, daya, and satyam. Tapa means austerity, saucham means cleanliness, external and internal, daya means mercy, and satyam means truthfulness. So austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. These four things make up the pillars of dharma. And so in Satya Yuga, which is the most perfect age, the golden age, it was considered that all these virtues, all these principles of religiosity were there in full, were there in complete. But as the ages progress, there's a decline in dharma. So in Treta Yuga, the next age, the second age, it says three, because there are only three principles which are existing. And then Dwapara, which means two, further declination of two principles, only two are left. And then Kali, so it said in Kali Yuga only Satyam is left, only truthfulness to some degree is left. Everything else, nobody is austere, nobody is keeping clean, nobody is merciful, right? At least you can find some people who speak truth in this age. So it is not a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, or second and third of calculation of the yugas, but it's more. So some people give the reason that it's a number of dharmic qualities. The third reason, there's another reason to this, is the multiplier of years. So if you take Kali Yuga, the Yuga, the millennium, the Iron Age, Kali Yuga, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, it lasts for 432,000 years. 432,000 years. That is Kali Yuga. Dwapara means double of it. So Dwapara, twice of that is 864,000 years. Treta means thrice of it, thrice of Kali Yuga. So that's 12,000. That is um, 1,296,000 or 12 lakhs. They go 1,296,000 years. Okay, and then Satya Yuga is four times, quadruple the age of Kali. So that's even larger. 1,728,000 years. So this is another reason. Now, why this understanding comes, that I feel that Dwapara should be first and then Treta next. There are two misunderstandings to this. One is a purport by Srila Prabhupada in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.4.14, where in the purport, Prabhupada writes that, oh, there's an overlap of the third and fourth, or the second and the third yugas. Prabhupada writes like that. So people think, oh, this means a change. That's not true. If we actually read the Acharya's commentary, like Vishwanath Chakri Thakur and everyone, they mentions that in a yuga itself, there are three portions. There's a beginning portion called as Sandhya Rupa. There's a mid portion, which is called as Yuga Rupa. And there's an end portion of that yuga, which is called as Sandhyamsha Rupa. So here, in this shloka, it's just saying that the second and third portions have an overlap. During that overlap, this happened. So it does not mean that the yugas overlap. It means within the yuga there are periods, there are sections, and this section is an overlap. So people misunderstand this purport. They say that Prabhupada is saying like this, that there's a switch in the yugas. Whereas if you look at all other lectures and writings of Srila Prabhupada, he always wrote Satya, Treta, Dvapara and Kali. Now another reason for misunderstanding, there's this so-called story of Gautam Rishi, whose wife was cursed by Indra, sorry, the wife was cursed by Gautam Rishi, Ahilya. She became stone, and she would only be because of her infidelity. So he cursed his wife. Later he felt bad, but it said that he could only free his wife when Lord Ram comes. So this was in Satya Yuga, and he was thinking that, oh, I have to cross Dvapara Yuga and then Treta Yuga, Ram will come later. It is so long away. So it is said that Gautam Rishi changed the order of the Yugas just so he could get his wife back. But there is no authenticity to this story. I do not show from which Purana it came from. There's no citation. It is like a folklore. So people say like this just to show Gautam Rishis. It's not there in any Mahabharata or Ramayana. So, for these are the kind of things which cause misunderstanding, and therefore we feel, or at least people who follow this, they are confused. They are feeling that it should be Satya, Dvapara, Treta. It looks 1, 2, 3, 4 seems like a proper count, but again, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. It is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga as it is. Treta signifying three principles of dharma which still exist. Okay, thrice the length or thrice the uh, number of years that are there in Kali Yuga. So these are different indicators. So let us, understand that there is no switch or confusion. So because those who know a bit of Sanskrit, they'll be confused. Treta means three, Dwapara means two. How can three precede two? But actually, there's no misunderstanding here. Hare Krishna.